After Dark Stories, Ep.5, True Crime, The Zodiac Killer. Target length, 575 words, 4 minutes at spoken pace. He didn't just kill. He wanted you to know about it. He sent letters to newspapers. He included pieces of his victims' clothing to prove the murders were real. He created encrypted ciphers and dared the world to break them. And then, after at least 5 confirmed murders and possibly many more, he simply disappeared. The Zodiac Killer is arguably the most taunting unsolved serial killer case in American history, and 50 years later, we still don't know who he was. It began in the summer of 1968 in the quiet suburbs of Vallejo, California. On December 20th, 1968, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were shot dead on a remote road. 6 months later, on July 4th, 1969, Darlene Ferrin and Mike Mageau were attacked in a parking lot. Darlene died. Mike survived, and he would become one of the few people to ever look the Zodiac in the eye and live. He described a stocky man, white, wearing glasses, calm in a way that made the violence feel almost bureaucratic. A month after that attack, 3 letters arrived simultaneously at 3 Bay Area newspapers. Each contained a third of a complex cipher, 408 symbols arranged in rows. The writer claimed the cipher contained his identity. He called himself the Zodiac. He threatened to go on a killing rampage if the letters weren't published on the front page. They were published. The cipher was cracked within a week by a high school teacher and his wife. It didn't contain his name. It contained something stranger. A manifesto about killing for sport, about collecting slaves for the afterlife. He wasn't running from his crimes. He was performing them. The murders continued. A couple stabbed at Lake Berryessa, a cab driver shot in San Francisco. Each time, letters followed, mocking police, counting victims, boasting. He claimed 37 kills. Investigators confirmed 5. The gap between those numbers has never been closed. One letter included a piece of the cab driver's blood-soaked shirt. Another included a cryptogram that has never been fully solved to this day. Then, slowly, the letters stopped. The murders, as far as anyone knows, stopped. The Zodiac vanished. Investigators have never stopped looking. The most prominent suspect has always been Arthur Lee Allen, a schoolteacher from Vallejo with a history of violence, a watch matching the Zodiac's brand, and handwriting that witnesses found chillingly familiar. Multiple survivors pointed to him, and yet his DNA did not match samples found at crime scenes. His fingerprints did not match. He was investigated 3 times and never charged. He died in 1992, taking whatever he knew or didn't know with him. Other suspects have emerged over the decades. In 2021, a team called the Casebreakers named a different man entirely, a deceased Air Force veteran named Gary Francis Post. The FBI has not confirmed the identification. One of the Zodiac ciphers, the 340-character code, was finally cracked in 2020 by a team of amateur cryptographers. It read, in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me." He was. So, I want to ask you something, and I want you to think about it before you answer. If you were an investigator on this case, if you had access to everything that exists, where would you start? What does it say about a killer who wants to be famous but never wants to be found? Leave your theory in the comments. I read every single one. After Dark Stories, don't watch alone.